What is picanha? This unassuming triangle of meat that's found in the sirloin is dominating social media and YouTube feeds, and I wanted to know, is it worth the hype? Today I'm gonna show you how to cut and cook the picanha two ways. We're gonna do steaks and we're gonna do skewers. You are in for a treat today. Let's get to it. Here's a pack of 2 top sirloin caps picanhas that I got from Costco. You'll notice that a lot of these grocery stores, because of the popularity, people are having more and more of these available. Because it's the Butcher Wizard channel, I wanted to show you one step before. This is the picanha, this is the top sirloin. I'm gonna show you how to pull a picanha out of this top sirloin. So what we're gonna do is take this cut off right here. So this is our picanha. So basically, you see this line of the seam right here in the middle? You can almost do it with your fingers. Because this is the fat cap that's gonna stay on. So we wanna make sure that we just release that muscle from the top. And today, of course, we're using the Butcher Wizard line of butcher knives. I have a 6-inch bowie knife, we got a 10-inch breaking knife. Go ahead and check the link in the description for this and all of the products that we use today. Again, we're just using that natural seam, take that cap right off of there. So once we have it to here, then we're just gonna release it from the corner over here. Cut it all the way down. So here's the rest of our top sirloin. That's another video, but here is our picanha. And we'll clean this up right now. From here, we're just looking for any big chunks of fat that are on the bottom side, any silver skin, and we're just kind of cleaning it all up. Remember, everything goes in this bowl for our grind. Now we're just shaping it up, make it look nice. We're gonna leave this fat cap on there, and then you can kind of look at each individual steak and take off the fat that you want. But that picanha steak has a big layer of fat, kind of like similar to like a New York strip. So we want to keep all that on there, and we can take it off later if we want to, or keep it on. Customize it however you want to customize it. Give it a once over. And now we're ready to portion this into steaks. Once we are here, you'll notice that the grain is going a certain direction. So you've always been told to cut against the grain. We have to make some decisions right now. So how am I gonna cook this thing? Am I just gonna make steaks out of it? Then I wanna go with the grain and cut steaks like this. Now, why do we do that? Because once I have my whole steak and I cook it, then I'm gonna slice it against the grain. Now, if I'm gonna go ahead and use one of these puppies and we're gonna put them on the skewer, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it against the grain to put it on the skewer because it's already in its final product. So we'll have it and then we'll slice it off of the skewer itself. This is where you gotta make the decision how you're gonna cook this thing. And I'm gonna show you both ways. So for just our steaks, we're gonna take it, see where the grain's going, and we're just gonna cut our steaks out of it. And these we'll just trim these up just a little bit, just kind of like I like to trim out my New York strips. Again, how much fat you leave on is completely up to you. And now when we cook this, we can slice it like this, and it'll be against the grain and beautifully tender and delicious. Now we have our steaks that are ready for the grill. Now I'm gonna show you how to cut for the skewers. And remember, stick around because at the end, we are going to taste all these, and I'm gonna tell you not only how the best way to cook it is, but also, is it worth your time? Is it worth all this effort? So we're gonna find out together. All right, so for our skewers, now the grain goes this way, so we're going to rotate it and cut it against the grain. Then we can curl this over, put our skewer in there, and we are set for some Brazilian style barbecue. And who doesn't like that, right? On some of these fat caps are just a little thick for me, so I'm just gonna take a little bit off. Again, that is customization. You love all that fat, you go ahead and you just get crazy with it. But that kind of is the signature for this, is that fat cap. So, like I said, this is not traditional. I'm sure there are Brazilians everywhere watching this and going, oh my goodness, that is too much fat to cut off. Well, I don't know. I'm not traditional, so just doing it my way. You can do it however you want your way to be. All right, from here, I couldn't resist, sorry. From here, so we're gonna have all of our steaks. We're gonna curl them over, and we're gonna go ahead and punch it through this thing, making a nice half moon shape, trying not to impale ourselves or lose any fingers, or all that stuff. Safety first, people, safety first. That's why we're cooking with swords. Nice and easy. Boom. Now, there we have our skewer of picanhas. 2 different ways to cut it. Now let's cook it. Before we get to grilling these beautiful, beautiful picanhas, I have a problem. My problem is that people write me awesome emails about like, hey, I just cut my first chuck roll. I got a New York strip loin from Costco, and now I have filled my freezer with steaks for the summer. It makes me feel great that people are getting something out of what we're doing here with these videos. The problem is I want to see it. I want to see what you've done. I want to help you out if you have questions, and I don't have a great method of doing that. Email's okay, but it just kind of, things get lost and it's all just a mess. What we're going to do is we're going to open up a Facebook group. It's going to be a private Facebook group. It's going to be called Saving Money by Cutting Meat with the Butcher Wizard. I will leave a link in the description. And again, I just want to have fun. I want to see your projects you're working on. I want to know what you're thinking of working on in the future. Maybe we'll do some contests. Maybe we'll do some meme stuff. I don't know. I just want to have a close-knit community of people who like what we're doing and who want to share the things they're working on. So go ahead, link in the description. Check it out. Thank you. All right, so we're going to take our picanhas and we're going to cook them over open fire. We got our Brio smokeless fire pit with our Outpost grill. I really have been enjoying cooking over open flame, so this just begs for some over the fire cooking. So let's get to it. We're gonna just season with a little bit of oil, a little bit of salt, and I'll see y'all out there. Quick tip, make sure you season the fat also. We wanna season every edge so that we get maximum flavor. Alrighty, so here's our picanha. We got our picanha steaks and we have our Brazilian style, like over the fire skewer. Oh man, this looks really, really good. I will say, we just did it very simply. A little salt, a little bit of oil, put it on a hot grill, wood fired, and you just gotta keep moving them around. I seared the fat cap first. You just keep moving it around the grill till it gets that temperature about 120-ish, and then pull it, let it rest, and here we are. Let's slice. This smells delicious. It's just meat and salt, but man, the smell in here is amazing. Let's cut it open. All right, the first one we're gonna do is just the traditional picanha that you would get at the Brazilian style steakhouse. Oh man, look at that. You just slice it down. This is really cool. And you flip it over the other side, make sure you get all the crusty edges. So that was so here is some of our slices of just picanha. Got that fat cap on there. Man, those look delicious. Let's also go ahead and slice into our steaks. So again, we cut it with the grain. So now we need to make sure we cut it against the grain. Nice thin slices will really help make sure that is super tender, super delicious. Ooh, just about perfect. All right, here we go. Meat and fire and salt as it was intended to be eaten. Before we get into the taste test, let's go ahead and click the links in the description. We got a Facebook group that is newly opened. We got some knives to be sold. Man, go get you some gear, and thank you so much for supporting the channel. I really, really appreciate it. Now, let's get into it. This is our one that's on the skewer. Get that outside piece with all the seasoning on it. This is really, really good. To be perfectly honest, I have not done a lot of picanha in my day. So this is like a kind of a little bit of experiment, but man, this is really, really, really good. It's good and tender. The way we cooked it over the fire, it's just like the way it's supposed to be. Meat, salt, smoke. That is really good. Next time, I'll probably score the fat cap a little bit more so that some of these bigger pieces of fat will get rendered off a little better. Let's try the steak version. This one is even more tender than this one. The way we cut it and cooked it and then cut it against the grain, that is like the key right there. This may take down the New York strip as my favorite steak. I don't know. All right, the hype is for real. I'm into it. Let's make picanhas all the time. Wait. As a matter of fact, don't buy your picanha because the prices will go up on picanha. So this was really bad. Don't do it ever again. Save it for me. Thank you. Send all your picanhas to me. Thank you. If you like this video, check out the next one. YouTube thinks you're going to like this video right over here. So check it out and let me know if they're right. We'll see you on the next one.